Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit freedomlovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. freedomlovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca and Zanna. This is the hour about love. People say, what are you going to talk about love? You know, as I said, this hour is about many things. Many things can be love. Love even for things that you like to do, you know, things that you enjoy doing. I must tell you, I'm very blessed and I appreciated the opportunity that I had in life. Of course, I work hard, but at the same time, sometimes doesn't help. Sometimes doesn't really mean that you work hard, you're going to make it. But I've been blessed to being able to do things that I enjoy doing. That's for me priceless. It is not even about money. Of course, we need to pay bills. But when you're able to pay your bills, doing things that come from your creativity, from your love, for things that you like, for me, this is priceless. I don't care. And you know, one of my last ventures that I just started a few months ago, I started an official new business as a gun manufacturer. Yes, I'm a federal licensed gun manufacturer. I can make guns. But that's not even the fun part. You know, that when you deal with bureaucracy and, you know, regulations, that's the painful part. What I like about this business to create not just a gun, but to create an idea, to create, let's say almost a philosophy behind that gun. After all, for me, a gun is a tool. A tool represents freedom. A tool that represents, you know, awakening our spirit of survival in us. So it's something to defend us against evil. And then, of course, I like to create my own way, coming from my background, coming also from things that I've been learning the last few years, an identity for each gun. Specifically, I came out with this new concept rifle. It is called Skadi. Skadi was a goddess or a demi-goddess from Norway or Sweden, or let's say that part of the world, let's put it this way. That is, for me, is a very interesting figure because she was a woman, technically, or at least she was a lady. She was a giant, but at the same time, she was also somebody who was so dedicated and resolute to avenge her father, who was slain by the gods, that she fought alone against all the gods. And she was a formidable fighter, and more important, she was also, a goddess of the winter, and many other things. Now, people say, wow, you have all to do all this for a rifle? Yes, because for me, as I say, a rifle becomes almost like a person, and also has some characteristics. So I wanted to create also an image for this rifle called Skadi, manufactured by Zanna Enterprises LLC, and I wanted to put together like a short commercial / movie. I'm not really into movies. I don't care about movies, but I thought when I met Charles Black, my friend director, why don't we make something different? Not just the typical shooting, bang, 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 and buy the rifle. No, I wanted to create a real story. So at that point, we are almost at the beginning, or at least we already started the beginning of this production. We have the actress. We will be shooting probably tomorrow the first shot in the mountains. And now I wanted to look for the voice of Skadi, because there must be a real voice. I don't want some funny accent. I want a woman who is not a girl, but is a woman and also is a goddess in her way. And it must be a special voice. And more important, I want a voice that can speak English, of course, but the accent must be not from Italy or from Kansas, must be from Sweden. So I really believe I found the real Skadi when it comes down to the voice. And right now, I have her on my show right now, live from Stockholm. And I will call her right now as a Skadi from Stockholm. Skadi, are you there?
Hi, Luca. Yes, I'm here.
There we go. You see, as I said, the voice for me, it is important. If I didn't know you, I thought a goddess was talking to me. Skadi, are you excited about being part of this little project I'm putting together?
Yes, very. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, maybe I should. I already told you the project a little bit. Maybe I would like to. I don't know if you have any questions. Then probably let's put it this way. You have any questions for me about how the story evolves or more details about the story? Because I'm sure probably I gave you some information, of course. Otherwise, you would have not said yes. I want to be part of it. But there are maybe some questions that you would like to have. I would like to give you the, opportunity to ask me questions about this short movie, whatever.
Well, I wanted to say that I think it's a very nice idea that you have here, and I support you fully. And I'm very glad that you're choosing the Nordic angle. And well, maybe if you want to share more what you had in mind when you came up with this concept.
Yes, for me the first idea was, humanity in general right now at this center, especially the last 20, 30 years. I think we lost our connections with our roots by design. As you know, you're a smart lady. Besides having a great Skadi voice, you're very smart. You know what they're doing to us. They're trying to disconnect us with our roots. They try to, let's say, enslave us in this globalism, and we forget who we were. So for me, the identity was more than just a rifle. Was try to say, humanity, reconnect to your origins, to your let's say roots. That's the most important thing, because at that point, when we reconnect with our roots, we can find again our spirit, and I call it a warrior spirit, but not in a violent way. It is in a positive way, in a way to say we want to stand against evil. We will not be silent when evil is in front of us. We will not just turn our head to the other side when we see, for example, a woman be raped or a country being invaded. We will do whatever we have to do as men and women to defend our freedom and of course also our sovereignty. I believe in that. So that was the idea of the rifle. So I wanted to find a figure, in this case Skadi, that somehow was brought to me from a friend of mine from Canada, who told me more about that, and I started to study a little bit, and I liked their figure because, well, after all, it was a real goddess. She was still human, but she was not afraid to fight all the gods alone, and that's even against all odds. And of course, she was for the revenge, but was a just revenge, and also the spirit of independence, of let's say self-reliance. She was also the goddess of hunting and winter. So I thought it would be a great figure. So I wanted to dedicate this rifle to her. Even I'm not heathen, I like those to study heathen history, or at least culture, and I thought it would be a great somehow symbol out there. That's pretty much the story. So that's how we develop the concept, and then if you want, I can give you more details without giving out too much how this is going to evolve. Are you curious about it?
It sounds wonderful. I like it, and I like the concept of a person who's loyal, who wishes to regain her freedom, even though it's against all odds.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And on top, she's not giving up, because she would say, they killed my father, who am I? I have all the gods against me. And she still fought. She fought so well, by the way, that the gods, they were pretty impressed, and they somehow came down to have a deal with her. So the point is this way: in our own little short commercial, that, by the way, it's going to be two versions. One's going to be the short movie, probably about 5 minutes, and one's going to be the commercial. The idea is simple, but kind of interesting. There is a guy, in this case, somehow, like Dante in the middle of his life, he lost his way. And it's not just the physical way, it is, let's say, almost a spiritual way, or could be identity. Okay, and this could be every guy out there. Sometimes we lose our identity. In the middle of our life, we lose who we are. We are lost. And at that point, this guy lives in the middle of Southwest Arizona, and all starts here. At that point, there is though a sign, like a raven that also, I know that I've been studying symbology, especially for Norse culture. It's important animal. the audience ravens. But anyway, this guy looks at this raven. This raven somehow brings to this guy like one ancient pendant of the Norse compass, and that's going to be like almost the instrument to try to find the way. And at that point, there is, of course, a little bit monologue, pretty much what's happening around in this world, and this guy tries to find out really where he is right now in his life. And at that point, he finds himself in front of a gate. It is like a cave. It's a real cave. Almost looks like a cave of these tombs in Denmark or some part of North Europe, So it's very nice cave, but it's in this southwest. It's a gate. It's a intradimensional gate. And without giving away too much, bottom line, this guy follows the raven into the gate. Out of the blue, he goes to the other side, and I think I show you some footage. Did I send you a little bit of some footage that we have already from the sky, the raven flying and the fjords and the Viking boats. Did you have a chance to watch those?
I haven't seen that yet, but I can see it now in front of me.
Yeah,
in my mind. Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
I'll send you that. So we have this sort of very beautiful aerial view, because at this point we're already there. This guy it's almost teletransported through the raven into this other dimension, and he falls into this forest, and is a forest somewhere in time in this part of North Europe. And at this point, he's still lost, and he has another figure right now leading him in through this forest, and he's a white wolf. And at this point, the wolf will lead this man in front of a special place where this woman, because she looks like a woman, but she's also a goddess, Skadi, will deliver this tool, but more important, a message, because as I said, a gun is just an instrument, but the real message is what is most powerful than the gun. Rediscover yourself, find who you were, and more important, awaken your warrior spirit in you. So she delivers the rifle, and of course at that point the guy is transformed from a regular guy who will have a different type of look, different type of haircut. I don't know if you noticed already, I was experimenting with my new, Viking haircut, kind of scary. My cats are freaking out now when they see me.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and we finalized.
Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, exactly. So we're a little fun at the end. Of course, we go final scene. Running in slow motion with the rifle, all painted like a warrior, and in the forest, and of course shooting at the range with some other Vikings, just to have a little fun. But yeah, it's a short movie / commercial. That's pretty much I think more than probably the director would like me to say, that's pretty much the story.
Sounds great.
So
very beautiful. I like the raven idea and the dimensional shift when he's walking into a cave, and sounds great.
Yeah, and I thought, you would be the perfect person, because also not only I think your voice is very interesting, I think perfect for the part, but also you are very aware of this reality, because you're from there. It's your cultural background, and I don't know, I thought it would be more natural probably for you than many other people out there. Did you grow up as reading this type of history, as mythology, or how did you learn all these things?
Well, I've read the last couple of years more than I did when I grew up, and I'm still learning, and I will share more about this. And when we talk about connection to nature and spirit of nature, I think that's part of the Nordic tribal spirit, and I agree with you that we need to find that again. And so reawaken the inner warrior. And of course the Vikings and the Nordic spirit is part of that, I believe. And we have a rich culture, and I'm also interested in the Knight Templars and so on. because they seem to have had connections with the Celtic people who taught them secrets that is linked to magic, you could say. But if you study it deep enough, you realize that it's science.
Yeah, it's true. There is science in that. It's true.
Yeah.
And no, this is very interesting. It's gonna be fun because also, by the way, as I said, I never really thought about this becoming a short movie. For me, it was just a commercial idea. But then, Charles, the director of this project, he really is into this sort of, trying to get out as a short movie. So now he's already trying to get into different festivals, and he's already got accepted just because of the idea on different festivals. So you never know. I said, could be fun. It could be maybe the beginning of a new interesting project. So I thought, why not? That would be nice. And by the way, I found out that, for me, it's all new. I'm not really into movies. I don't know anything about movies. I have no ambitions to become or to be an actor at all. But I found out that Charles also...
Threat has been detected.
1 second. Yeah, you see, I'm already under attack here. 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, what I was saying, this short is been already accepted to the official movie industry database that is called, let's see how they call it here, let's see, I sent it to you before, IDMB. Anyway, it's the official database for all the movies. Okay, when the movie become officially a movie, it's IMDb. So it's already, I didn't know that you need to go through a process of examination. I mean, there is like some sort of let's say, staff that reviews the project before they give you the approval. So Skadi has been officially approved in the American industry of movie industry as a short movie, and that would be fun because for people that, for example, want to become actors or whatever, it's as a credit, why not?
Yeah, congratulations.
Now, that would be also, even of course you are there in Sweden, but hey, you're gonna be the official voice, and that's an acting career too. So you never know. Maybe tomorrow you may do more movies as a voiceover. You never know. You have for sure the first official movie. Is it this the first official USA movie you're in?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. We could have a red carpet event.
You never know. I mean, listen, maybe this could be the way that today, as I said, I don't do this, but I know friends that they are into acting, and they always need to have a resume to start to look for other parts, and they start somewhere, and it's a credit is always good to have, and more important, you can show your talent. So that would be fun thing. You never know. I always say everything is possible out there. Question: how is the summer right now in Sweden? What is the weather?
Oh, it's so beautiful here right now. It's green, lush forests, beautiful scents from flowering trees. It's gorgeous. It's magical, especially when we get closer to midsummer, which is a very magical event over here. And we gather flowers and we tie to what do you say? It's we decorate our hair with flowers.
Yes.
And yeah, it's such a beautiful time over here. You should come and visit.
I would like to do that. That would be great. And more important, I saw some of the photos there. It's so beautiful. I don't know. I always believe I start to have I don't know, maybe new form of understanding what could be my past and my present. And a few years ago, I wasn't really into reincarnation in different lives. But last few years, I started to have the feeling that I've been reliving some emotions, some more important, some part of life, but more important, I've been having some memories of places and things that I have no idea. And when I started to discover and learn more about it, I thought it was just a dream. Instead, they were real. So I start to believe, in my humble opinion here, that maybe we have more than one life. And maybe, as I said, also when Skadi says, remember who you were. The point is, don't you think? What do you think about that? Maybe are we on the different journeys, the soul, like almost rebirth several times? What is your opinion on that?
Well, I think it's fascinating that you're finding back to some deeper part of your true essence. And I think it's a global phenomena. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Phenomena. It's a hard word.
Yes.
That many people in society is going through that process right now, when they reawaken their true essence and connecting back with source. And the more confusing things are around us, we need to find our tribal spirit again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear to me that you are a warrior, and one can see that, and you fight for the little people, so to speak, the regular guy and people around you, and try to inspire them to increase their own ability to defend themselves and to stand up for what's right. And you try to enlighten them and bring information, and you also give a voice to the people through your radio show who won't be heard anywhere else. And I think that's part of your calling, if you will. And
that what you say, I don't know about me being a warrior, could be, but at that point I have no idea. All I know, one thing though, I know for sure, I have things that I'm doing now, and I realize that it's just a continuation of study of what I've been doing before. When it comes down, for example, to music, since I was a child, I had that type of instinct. Even without going to school, I never really studied music. I always was attracted by every instrument of music, or anything when it comes down to music. Or even, for example, a natural attraction to weapons in general. Doesn't need to be just a rifle. I like every weapon. And I'm not a violent person. I hate violence. But at the same time, I always had this sort of attraction. And I don't even think is a boy guy stuff. For me, it was like I had dreams about places and languages that I could not understand, and I was surrounded by weapons. That was really freaked me out a little bit sometimes the last few years, So I don't know, I start to believe maybe really we have a chance to go through several bodies, several lives. I know probably many Christians will hate me for that, but that's the way I think, guys. I believe that maybe that's is almost like a rebirth a few times till we find our complete circle. And that's why sometimes I do things that I never had really any education on doing them, but I find pretty natural, and I like to do them. And I feel pretty, I don't know, almost like I already knew how to do some stuff, So I don't know. Maybe that's genetic memories. That's what could be. Maybe my ancestors. But I had always a connection with north part of Europe. People say, but you're from Rome. Yeah, in this life I was from Rome. But maybe, who knows, maybe my great-great-great-great-grandfather was from Germany, or maybe he was from Sweden. Who knows?
Yeah. But also I think that, as you say, we have a genetic memory because the basic building blocks that we're made from is basically recycled material, and because nothing can ever be destroyed, but it's recycled, and we have cellular memories. But also, I think that wasn't it edited out from ancient scriptures that we might actually have incarnated, like be reborn and come back, maybe to learn some lessons. I used to call life a field experience, so I often relate to the warrior philosophy. I need to read more about that because I find it very fascinating. You have the Asian warrior, what's his name, Lao Tzu. It's a manual written many hundred years ago, and we also have the code of conduct. You should defend the weaker. And I was thinking about that. You are an artist, and you have been since young age, and you talk about schooling, but my honest opinion is that the school system is about crushing your spirit.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of the schools is not about make you think with your own brain, but tell you how to think. That's true. you know.
So being an artist is what I feel sincerely will actually be what helps save us all, because artists can mingle with all sorts of people, and they can blend in anywhere. They can actually communicate directly to people's heart and touch you deep in your heart, and open your heart in ways that is unique. And if you take music, for example, music is the only thing that will bridge and open full access to both your brain lobes.
Mm-hmm.
It's this basic tribal thing with the beat and the pulse and the bass.
Yeah,
And
it's true, and also it's a natural language, you know, international language.
Yeah.
Even without
it
words.
unites us all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. No,
So in Sweden we have a saying. It's called "tusen konstnär." That means that you're an artist of 1,000 arts.
1,000 hours. Well, that's well, for sure. One thing I tell you, as I told you at the beginning of this little segment, I'm grateful. Sometimes it's difficult to be able to do things in life that you like. I know, because, you know, I have friends, I have family people that sometimes you have to do the thing that you can do and you're allowed to do. That's it. Sometimes, you know, you do things in life you don't want to do, but pay bills. And that sometimes, you know, okay, you're grateful you can pay bills, but at the end can be a little sad, because, you know, maybe you have dreams, things that you enjoy doing. And in my life, I was grateful one thing: I never had to work for anybody. I started working when I was 16, and I always work like, let's say, independent contractor, okay? So that means, but more important, I was able to do things I chose, you know, I like. Since I was, you know, a young boy, I like to do surfing or windsurfing, and that was my life. It was, as a business, I was an instructor in windsurf, and then, of course, other things in the music business. But now, in this part of my life, to be able to right now be in a body, because after all, you know, try to open even a gun manufacturing business in Europe. I can imagine how difficult can be there, because I already know how difficult can be here. But compared to many other parts of the world, a regular guy like me, he can start here to create guns, to manufacture guns without having, you know, a multi-billion company behind. So I'm grateful to be here in America and to do things that I enjoy doing. Like, you know, as I said, this is my little new venture, and it's a journey. And it's beautiful, and I like to see, I interact with great people like you, and I find incredible people that we work together, and I try always to have harmony. Whatever I do, as I said, is not we are not here to, the goal is not you know, to be stressed or to be, sometimes, you know, you go in some work environment, oh my gosh, I'm stuck to work with that person, and yes, I'm gonna get paid, but at the end you're gonna get stressed. It's not worth it. My goal is, first of all, have harmony. Whatever we do, something we enjoy doing it. And then, of course, we try to make some business sense, make it in a professional way, and hopefully we can also, you know, make a living out of this. That's the idea, of course. What is the job market right now in Sweden for the average citizen out there? How things are? What is the market for works? Is easy to find a job?
Interesting that you should ask that, since the discussions I had today with another Swedish person over here, and it turns out that the market for a Swedish white Caucasian doesn't look very good. And as you know, we've had a huge influx from non-Christian cultures who settle over here in Europe, and especially the Nordic countries, and they are privileged on the work market and on the financial market in general, sadly. Wow. And it seems to be conflicting, the various reports on how the market really is, because officially we can hear through the mainstream channels that it's a great work market, and they're looking for people. But let's say both you and I think and vibrate on a level that is we're artists, both of us, and artists struggle in general in society, because society doesn't favor free spirits. They want to cultivate a good worker bee, you know?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So artists in general, they do struggle.
That's
And
that's why I like. Sorry if I interrupt you. I like always the idea. For example, even when I was creating art in general, to be multitask, or at least to have different chances to support myself. You know, because when you create art, and that's the only way you can pay bills. Sometimes you have to compromise to create what sells. But if you already have, for example, other ways that pay your life, then you can create art in a more free way. For example, you know, I make my music. I don't write songs for, oh my gosh, I need to satisfy this audience, or I need to create this niche, or whatever. I just write what I like, what I think, what I feel. But at the same time, I made my life way before I started to write music. At least the same time I created my own other businesses, that I don't need to say, oh my God, I didn't sell enough music today. What am I doing? I like to be always free from everything. So I don't need to depend on anything. That's I don't know if it makes sense. I know sometimes artist is difficult because the artist's mind is not always a business mind, you know. They're artists after all. And I try to find this compromise between art and the business side, so at least I can manage directly what I do. You know, that's pretty much the story. So I'm saddened about to hear what's happening in Sweden, but I think it's all over Europe. I was talking with the Italian friends, same story. If you're an average Italian guy, your work opportunities are almost zero right now. But if you are just fresh out of the boat from some other country, they give you all the privileges and, of course, free housing. You don't even need to work, really. You got a paycheck at the end of the month. So that's the sad story. And that's also about Skadi. That's pretty much why I wanted to bring her in here. Because it's the power is within us. It's millions of us. And this politician who sold us out is just a very thin minority that unfortunately have been paid off and corrupted to the bones to create follow-up an agenda. All we have to do is take awareness and say stop. You can't keep doing this. You can sell our rights, you can sell our countries, or even our jobs and everything else that we work so hard for, you know. So I hope we can reach out this critical mass to awaken. I was hoping pretty soon, maybe next time, whenever you are ready, to maybe you can show us your face as Skadi the voice. I know technically you're going to be the voice, but I like to also show the public, especially at the final titles and credits, the face of the voice. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, you do. I understand. I will.
Okay, that would be fun.
And sorry?
No, that would be fun.
Yeah, it would. And I was thinking what you just said there about the, you know, that we need to regain power within ourselves. And as an artist, you need to be self-motivational. You need to constantly try to pick yourself up and keep on going. Just keep on going, even though you may not get that job or you may struggle. Always try again the next day. And that's basically what you're trying to do here too. Bring back the spirit and keep up the spirit.
Yes. Listen, I want to say, first of all, thank you for spending time here with me on the air, and I'll be in touch. And I want to give you right now, I always do this at the end for my guests. Pretty much, this is open microphone, okay? You can say whatever you want. If you want to sell popcorn, you can do that too, okay? I don't care. Whatever message you have, regardless, Skadi, anything you want to say, I give you 3 minutes or whatever time you need to close this, and you got the floor. Skadi from Stockholm on K-Talks, 1340 AM, Love, Guns and Freedom. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, Skadi. Then I would like to welcome you to Europe, even though you may hear that there are things going on over here too. As I said, I want to build bridges between America and Europe because I love America, and Europe is a wonderful continent. We have rich history, many beautiful capitals, wonderful nature, and many people here who are open-minded and amazing. So that's what I hope you will discover.
That would be great. That would be great. As I said, you know, life, everything is possible. And Sometimes, we are here for a reason, and I don't know what is the reason, but all I know that I like to try to, as I said, discover everything I can, and this is part of our probably, let's say, experience that we create in this life, and maybe it's going to come back with us for the next life. All I know that, as I said, I really believe that there is more than just one life that we go through, and all these emotions and all this learning experience, it's almost like a process. Sometimes, unfortunately, we forget about it, but our DNA still remembers. Skadi from Stockholm, I really appreciate your friendship and thank you for being part of the project. Please be in touch. Meanwhile, you guys, listeners, don't go away. I have the final part of the final hour. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. Do not go away.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Here we go. Final part, final segment. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. I'm telling you, I'm pretty excited. A lot of beautiful things, even when times are tough, because after all, we are living in a tough world. The economy sucks still, problems out there. The plan of globalism, it seems like really hard to stop, especially in Europe. But there is still the spirit of resistance. And more important, what I like through internet right now, we are finding each other. That's beautiful because you don't feel alone anymore. When you find like-minded people who understand what's going on. As I said, we do not need to agree on everything, but at least we understand what we are facing as humanity. And we'll try to do, every one of us, our part to stop this global evil. That's the idea. So I think it's challenging, but also it's beautiful. Now, this hour, normally, I try to loosen up a little bit. I talk about serious topics on the show, very serious topics, sometimes so serious that I almost don't want to go on the air and say, why am I doing this? But we need to face reality. At the same time, I also try to find a little bit of, I don't want to say entertainment because I don't believe much in the idea of entertainment, but let's say peace, enjoyment of life. Try to reconnect with our humanity so we can somehow, let's say, fight another day. We are no robots. We can stay 24/7, always focusing on the terrible things of this planet. We try to, most important, also nourish our body and nourish our mind and soul with beautiful things. Now, one thing I want to remind you, freedomlovers.us. I created this site completely free. It is not just the typical dating site. No. The idea is to network, to find friends, like-minded people from around the world that you can pretty much connect, share photos, share videos, create a blog. You can create your own blog. You can update news. You can find also maybe your special friend. Maybe you can find your love of your life. Who knows? It's free. And when I say it's free, I mean somebody's paying for it, of course. That's one of my sponsors, one of my companies. And technically, it's my radio show, Love, Guns, and Freedom, pays for it. And I will let you use it. So go to www.freedomlovers.us, create an account. You don't even need to put your real name, but just go out, start to connect with more people. And spread the voice out. I really appreciate it because that was the idea. It is the idea to have a place where you can connect with like-minded people. As I said, on this site, I don't have any discrimination. You can be whatever you want. All I say, respect each other. Respect each other, respect the individualism of each other. I don't believe in collectivists. If you are for an authoritarian form of government that try to force the individual in submission, probably this is not the right place. But if you believe in freedom, you respect the individuals of other people, the individuality of other people, you're more than welcome. There are no parties here. There is no left or right. It's about freedom of tyranny. Simple as that. So that's the idea. Now, another important thing about this show. I'm going to announce officially now, I might have the date probably next week, finally, the book, the poetry book, erotic poetry book, Perfectly Crazy, is finally ready. Yes, it's going through now Amazon, all the different things, and should be ready in ebook format probably in about maybe a week. I will also have a website. I will give it to you probably next time. I can give it to you even right now, even officially it's not up yet. eroticpoemsbook.com or perfectlycrazy.us. You can download a book for $4.99 and also will have the free audio version that I'm creating these days. So it's going to be a nice package. It's going to be nice with a lot of good poems. As I said, as a warning, this book, it is not for everybody. If your morals, you can get offended, or if your religious belief can somehow put you in a bad spot, don't even order it. I really say I don't want you in the type of difficulty, because this is a strong book with emotions. Some poems, of course, are really romantic. Some they are kind of almost, let's say, I don't want to call them. There is no porn, but let's put it this way: they are pretty hard erotic, okay, pretty visuals. So, and this is fine. As I said, I am not ashamed who I am, and also who I have been, because this books is not just about me today. It's about since I was pretty much a teenager. So there are a lot of poems that have been reviewed and re-edited since I was probably in my 20s. So that's what I'm saying. So what can I say? Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic poems and love visions by Gianluca Zanna. Available pretty soon on Amazon.com, but always if you want to find the first way to get it, go to www.zanna.us. Now, I would like to share with you some of these poems. Let's see if I have my special reverb here. Maybe we can do a little more. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Bang. Hello, 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 hi. Oh, this is not the right one. Anyway, I will get now a special reverb. But meanwhile, let me get you a little bit of a break, and then we will go through the next poem. It's going to be Like To. Like To. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Do not go away. It is that time again. 1776, the organic coffee to brew a revolution. Brought to you by Zanna Coffee. 1776 is the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans blend from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Get 1776 at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap. Life is too short. 1776. Here we are. This is the poem, Like To. And I will put a little bit of reverb and a little bit of music just to make it more ambience. And this song is this poem is part of my new book, coming book, Perfectly Crazy. 69 erotic poems and love visions by Gianluca Zanna. And also we'll have the free audio version, okay? Now I'm playing it live for you. At least I will recite live. Here we go. Here we start. Like two horses we ride, wild in the night. Like two wolves we growl, bite and howl. Like two heathens we free in the dark. like two drops of water. Finally, we become one. Yeah, I did a little editing just to let you know. FCC doesn't like some certain words, but if you want to read the whole version, you can get it in the book. Now, since I'm in the mood, let's go with another one. Something different. Let's see. Okay, this is a short one. Ready? Love is not fair. Your curves are the hills where I find peace in moments of despair. Your lips are my water. Your breath is my air. Nothing's forever. Love is not fair. Okay, something different, a little more, physical, corporeal, majestic view. You open your legs and let me stare at you. In disbelief, I say, it cannot be true. You smile at me while you push me down. I'm getting lost deep under your gown. I feel so blessed of such majestic view. I'm going to kiss you and then pleasantly I will. You. That's it. Alright, something serious. Not because that wasn't serious, but little more. PG-13. More than beautiful. Every woman can be beautiful, but not every woman can be you. Your eyes, your soul, your smile, your whole, your legs, your brain, your lips, insane. You're my goddess, my lover, my friend. I'm going to love you from now till the very end. You're more than beautiful. You are. Alright, just to finish up, something short. My universe. My universe. Sand, ocean, breeze, night, moon, stars, you, my universe. By the way, this background music is one of my first music that I wrote when I came to America. It's I forgot the name. What is it? Oh, on the CD, "Thinking of You." It's the instrumental song that is part of the CD, "Thinking of You," and this was the instrumental song. I forgot the name. Something in Rome. I don't know. We met in Rome. We met in Rome. My God, that was almost 20 years ago. I wrote this song. Anyway, that was kind of exciting. So this is just a little taste of some of my poems. As I said, some they are very romantic, some they pretty profound, some they can seem maybe to the first view or listening or reading kind of brutal or kind of harsh or raw. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a human being, okay? And never said I was a saint or I joined any type of sainthood order. I'm a regular guy. And I have a body, and I'm not afraid or ashamed of it. Okay, so that's the bottom line. So I'm not here to try to look like all holy, or saint. I'm a regular guy. I got my limitations. Sorry, not perfect. That's for sure. So anyway, let me finish with this one. Oh my dear, I treasure life, but death I do not fear. Only regrets of our missed love. Oh my dear. Let me say it again. I treasure life, but death I do not fear. All your regrets of our missed love, oh my dear. Well, I'm a little tired today. After 3 hours talking, my gosh, I realized really that 3 hours is a long time for the show. And I appreciate it because there is so much information. By the way, I have an interview coming probably next Sunday. I already did the first version that unfortunately will not go on the air, but will go on YouTube. But we will do it again with the survivor, or at least one of the survivors of the USS Liberty. Yes, USS Liberty. Go Google it up. One of the biggest government cover-up, in my opinion. This survivor, U.S. Navy, was there, has incredible information to share. Scary, sad, but we must face the truth. At least we must investigate the truth. So next Sunday, I should be able probably to bring him back on. Meanwhile, I have as a backup this YouTube that I will probably post it on lovegunsfreedom.com. And I invite you, by the way, to go there. If you can go to lovegunsfreedom.com, there are a lot of things that you can do to also enjoy things that we like on the show, and also how to support the show. For example, I don't really spend enough time to share with you some of the information that also the products that I sell. And there is nothing wrong. This is the way I support these 3 hours every week. It takes a lot of my time. And sometimes to justify, I need to say, I need to really need some help here. First of all, if you go on the lovegunsfreedom.com, there is a book that you can download for free. This is not really anything I make money out of. It's free. How to Defeat the New World Order. It is my humble, thinking of some ideas how to resist globalism. And I invite you to go there and download it. Then, of course, you go down there. You can also see the links of the latest CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. And normally you can buy on Amazon.com for about probably, I think, $12.99. I mean, you can get it on my link for a very good price. Let's see exactly how much we have it here for. Let's see, we got a special, probably $10.99. And then also we have a super free package. You order 4 CDs, Wake Up America, Luca Songs, Volume 1, Don't Trade on Us, Love, Guns, and Freedom. All that for a super combo of, let's see, $24.99 and free shipping. That's like $6 in CDs and free shipping. That's really, really good. So there's a lot of opportunity to help the show enjoy my music. And then also, of course, there are other things that you may enjoy on the lovegunsfreedom.com. You can also find, for example, Zanna coffee. You can also find copy of the Constitutions, parchment, and some other beautiful things like, hats, caps, and t-shirts. So that's pretty much how we do business here. This is not a government. Nobody is forcing anybody to pay for anything. I'm here because of your love, of your support. Even just you go to zanna.us, you download a song for 99 cents. At the end of the month, believe it or not, adds up and helps. So I want to thank you for that. So another thing I want to say, this show in general, and also as the station, K-Talks, it's been always a point to become your microphone. If you have anything to say, a topic that maybe I do not touch, something that could be also local, it doesn't need to be in Mojave County, Holly, or in Needles, California, or Laughlin, Nevada. Could be also, for example, in Scotland, or Sweden, or Germany, or could be in Africa. I don't care where you're from, okay? Anytime you have something relevant to this topic of freedom, of love, and of course of guns, you're more than welcome. If you want to have an opportunity to have a microphone for a few minutes or so, I can give you the whole hour if you want to. If you have something important to say, you will have all the time I can give you. So please, just go to lovegunsfreedom.com, send me an email, and I really invite you. Honestly, I'm looking for new people who want to help me to also create the show. Because as I said, I don't have the ambition to be a radio host guy here. I'm just holding this microphone because I really want to do the right thing, try to spread information, try to educate people. But sometimes it's kind of overwhelming. I do many things in my life. So if you want to be part of this show, you can be part with me on the air. I can let you co-host with me all 3 hours if you want to. I have no problems. Okay? I don't have the rock star attitude. I want to be here. You are the rock star. Every one of us should become a leader in your community, or in your town, or part of the world where you're from, educating other people. So please email me. You can find my email at lovegunsfreedom.com, and you can shoot me an email. Say, look, I would like to be on your show. I have this topic I would like to talk. Maybe I would like to help you out with a couple of things. And if I find the topic interesting, I would be happy to put you on. Now, it's over for today. I'm tired. I have so much to do, and more important, tomorrow I have to go to video shoot the short commercial of Skadi. So I'm gonna be busy. So what can I say? Right now it's time to wrap it up. I'll talk to you next Sunday, God willing. And meanwhile, I would like to close with one of my songs. And you've been listening to Luca Zanna, and this was Love, Guns, and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM. Ciao.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. See the light. Wake up. Can you see the light? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see the light? Don't believe, don't believe, don't believe the lies. Drive, this is your life. Freedom, don't let it die. Drive, don't just survive. Rise, it's our time. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Engage, persist, persist, learn, shift, rise, dream, envision your decision, 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 engage, resist, persist, learn, share.